Education is one of the most important weapons.
For me, education is success.
Nag-aaral tapos nagsusunod. Magbasa, magsulat po. Masaya.
Useful. Knowledge.
Headache. Stress.
In many countries, the debate for the quality of education is based on the prism of private states and state schools. Philippines is home to one of the finest schools like Ateneo de Manila, De La Salle University, and National University, which is behind me. Nelson Mandela once said that education is a powerful weapon you can use to change the world, giving the holders access to better schools, better teachers, better environment, moreover, a more flourishing future. These inequalities have been around long before the COVID-19, and yet, the pandemic has both exacerbated them and made them visible. This is Rodelyn Mae Avinante, unveiling one of the most prevalent issues in the Philippines.
While the standard of education varies globally, education inequality happens almost in every country. Girls and boys from rural communities and low-educated households are more likely to live in poverty. Indigenous children, still children, and children with disabilities may be deprived of basic services. 31.4% of children are living below the basic needs poverty line nationally, according to Philippine Statistics Authority, and in 2015, 61.1% in ARMM. It means that every 1 in every 10 Filipino youth is out of school. Progress has also been tough in some developing regions due to high levels of poverty, armed conflicts, and other emergencies. Children from poorest households are up to 4 times more likely to be out of school than those of the richest households. Disparities between rural and urban areas also remain high.
SDG 4, or also known as Sustainable Development Goal, education was adopted by United Nations in September 2015 to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all, and has 7 targets and 3 means of implementation. This goal came about through an intensive consultative process led by member states, but with broad participation from civil society, teachers, unions, bilateral agencies, regional organizations, the private sector, and research institutes and foundations.
Since 2000, there has been enormous progress in achieving the target of universal primary education. The total enrollment rate in developing regions reached 91% in 2015, and the worldwide number of children out of school has dropped by almost half. There has also been a dramatic increase in literacy rates, and many more girls are in school than ever before. These are all remarkable successes. Achieving inclusive and quality education for all reaffirms the belief that education is one of the most powerful and proven vehicles for sustainable development. This goal ensures that all girls and boys complete free primary and secondary schooling by 2030. It also aims to provide equal access to affordable vocational training, to eliminate gender and wealth disparities, and achieve universal access to a quality higher education.
The SDGs need to be understood as an integrated whole. The gains of realizing one can never be fully met without concerted efforts to achieve all, but clearly, education is among the most important. Many face barriers to quality education. Allowing those barriers to endure robs people of the ability to rise from poverty and realize their dreams, and it stops them from making contributions to life in this planet from which we all benefit. The goal of the Sustainable Development focuses specifically to secure inclusive quality education for everybody. It is more than learning the alphabet or times table. It is a goal that envisions the lifelong pursuit of learning and the application of the understanding in all areas of the society.
Approximately 70 million children do not have the opportunity to go to school every day. Out of the 70 million children that can go to school, 25 million of them will never go to school, either because of poverty or there aren't any schools in the area. A young girl named Jenna Mae and a young boy named Rylene has been living in the breadline since the pandemic.
Hello! Anong pangalan mo?
Jenna Mae po.
May tanong lang ako. Pumapasok ka ba?
Hindi lang po.
Ngayong hindi ka nag-aaral, anong ginagawa mo?
Ako, titila lang po ako. Sabi ko magkakapag-watak-watak lang po kami kasi kuya ko po nasa Palapala. Tsaka kapatid ko na pang-apat ko nandito sa Palapala. Kami tatlo na lang po. Yung mama ko po na sister father.
Ngayong hindi ka nakakapag-aral, anong nararamdaman mo?
Masakit din po kasi po yung iwalay ko magulang ko.
Anong kahalagahan ng pag-aaral sa'yo?
Gusto ko nga po ulit mag-aaral ko po kumala sa pag-aaral para makatapos po ako. Tapos magtrabaho po ako, mag-doctor po ako para makatulong po ako sa kagaya namin nagkakaroon. Kaya tumutulong po kami para maging pag-ulit po kami. Kahit pa paano po pag-dito po nagdadasal po ako. Kasi pumupunta po ako sa iwan na lang po ako sa simbahan pag-ulit ko. Nagdadasal po ako sana po makalaya na po yung mama. At bumalik na rin po yung ating kasama natin.
Anong pangalan mo? Sila pa sa pangalan? Ngayon hindi ka nag-aaral, anong pinagkakaabalahan? Anong ginagawa mo?
Yan lang.
Ha?
Yan lang. Yan lang.
Anong nararamdaman mo ngayon hindi ka nakakapag-aral?
Mga bumalik. Kaso module pa.
Pero madali na yun ng module na.
So, mag-module. Ayaw ko nag-module naman. Bayaran daw ko kasi.
Pero bibigyan ka ng pagkakataon na makapag-aral. Aral ka mag-aaral. Sa tingin mo, ano yung kahalagahan ng pag-aaral? Kapag nakapag-aral ka, kapag nakapagtapos ka, makakaalis ka dito. Diba? Sa tingin mo, kapag nakapag-aral ka, wala ka na dito. Kapag nakapagtapos ka,
Wala akong tapos. Lockdown lang.
This is the reality. Some children don't have access to education. Therefore, access to universities is vital. Now, there are far too few universities who offers free education. SDG subsequently expand the global number of scholarships available to these children across the globe. But there are also fortunate ones who go to school to mold their weapon for the world.
So, let's start our interview. First question po is, what is your current general learning experience with the current education system?
Okay naman siya and nahirapan lang mag-adapt kasi new SEM and mga new subjects. But overall, okay naman.
Are you satisfied with it?
Yes, nakakasabay naman ako and di ako nahirapan sa mga activities reports and some other stuffs na nakapag-stress ako.
For the second question, do you think it must be improved?
Yes, and yes, because gusto kong graduate ng hindi lang sa online class and para manasa ko din umakit ng stage and pati yung papa ko.
For the last question, what do you think is the best way to achieve quality education today?
I think we need to be mature enough to adopt the new normals in our current situation right now. And para hindi rin tayo ma-stress, parang yung gagawin lang natin is ibigay yung best natin, but at the same time, hindi natin may stress yung sarili natin. You know?
So, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The SDG wants to achieve and ensure all youth achieve literacy and numeracy to do this. The aim is to provide free quality primary and secondary school for all. But for the educators, quality education is still one of the pivotal factors of our society to progress better in the future.
as a teacher po sa inyo pong pananaw, ano po yung learning conditions or ano po yung condition ng pag-aaral sa inyo?
Before pandemic, ayos naman yung natin, learning system natin. Kasi may encounter kami sa mga students namin. So, kung ano man yung mga concerns nila, na-address namin immediately. Pero ito na yung pandemic, medyo naging, ito na nga yung new normal daw. Pero sa totoo lang, lahat tayo nangangapa. So, it's really a big burden on our part and on their part also, on the part of the students.
So, with saying much of that on the burden, yung emphasize namin yung burden po sa estudyante at sa teacher. So, ngayon po kayong aming kapanayam, bilang isang guro, paano nyo po naisagawa or paano nyo po na-execute yung mga responsibilidad nyo bilang isang teacher po?
Mahirap mag-adjust. Tapos yung mga students ko, parang may kinakapa ko pa kung paano sila i-handle. Pero ayos naman kasi kung teacher ka, kailangan flexible ka. As modular teachers, ang hirap. Kasi yung bata, minsan walang parent na kukuha ng module, gano'n. Pero ang talaga challenge sa amin yung module na walang output mula quarter 1 to quarter 3. Walang naipasa. So, yun yung talagang challenge sa amin.
Sa inyo pong palagay, bilang isang guro, what can you recommend sa ating gobyerno, sa mga nakakataas po sa atin, especially CHED and DepEd? Ano po yung mai-recommend sa kanila? Ano yung magbibigay nyo suggestion para po mabigyan ng kalutasan yung mga problema?
Okay. Kasi kaming mga teachers, hindi naman kami pwedeng i-blame lang yung government sa nangyayari kasi hindi nga natin na parang unavoidable circumstance naman yung dumating talaga. So, kailangan namin din o umagapay din sa kung ano yung kulang ng government. Hindi naman namin pwede silang i-blame lang na i-blame. So, gagawa kami ng paraan. Pero, ang government natin, minsan kasi, parang hindi sa time talaga. Nakakahabol sa time.
Yung oras po yung nagiging kalaban.
Oo, yun. So, sana yung government natin mas maaga kasi minsan yung hindi ba din mag-comment nga din sa bagal ng sistema natin. So yun, so sana kung ano yung problema natin, sana agad-agad, immediate yung mga kailangan. I-modify na lang, hindi yung gano'n na antay kami ng antay. Mahirap mag-antay Ganun.
What is this done to the world? That we discovered that even small amounts of education help people think in very different ways. They tend to think more abstractly. They tend to be able to marshal their cognitive enhanced skills to solve new problems. Basic education has saved millions of lives all around the world. We need to start to understand this, both scientifically and politically. Education is the major social vaccine against all kinds of diseases. Smoking epidemic in Asia, the high rate of teenage pregnancy. Keeping children's lives #1 factor is if the mother has some education.
Aside from providing inclusive education for the children around the globe, one of the goals of SDG 4 is to eliminate gender disparity in education. Only 60% of countries have achieved gender equality in primary education and 38% in secondary school. In this perspective, it is not acceptable. By 2030, all men and women should all have an equal opportunity to learn valuable skills such as technical and vocational expertise. This opened the door for employment and a better quality of life. Every education system in the world is being reformed now, and it's not enough. Reform is no use anymore because that's simply improving a broken model. What we need, in the words been used many times during the years, is not evolution, but a revolution. This has to be transformed into something else.